Hey YouTubers, welcome to Makeup Geek 1021. I'm Danielle. This channel is your source for all things beauty and comic book related, and today I'm going to be counting down my list of top 10 Easter eggs I want to see in the new X-Men Dark Phoenix movie, especially since the news got out that the official trailer for the movie got positive feedback from people. If you are finding me for the first time, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like to support the channel as a whole. Now, let's get into my list of top 10 Easter eggs I'd want to see in X-Men Dark Phoenix. Number 10, Dazzler. As we should know if we've seen episodes of the X-Men 90s animated series, the character Dazzler is a major component. Though she is confirmed for the movie, Dazzler's role in the Phoenix Saga is to be used as a wedge between Jean Grey and Cyclops when she kisses Scott Summers, which leaves Jean feeling infuriated seeing the man that she loves kissing another woman. This could create a love triangle between these three characters, and this has proven in the comics to drive Jean to extreme points of anger. Number 9, Mr. Sinister. I think I can speak for everyone here that we all want to see a version of Mr. Sinister in some way, shape, or form in live action, as his last name Essex has been referenced throughout X-Men related films like Deadpool 2 and Logan, as well as the post-credit scene for X-Men Apocalypse. Nathaniel Essex has screwed around with Jean Grey and Cyclops many times in the past, cloning Jean Grey and creating Madeline Pryor, the mother of Nathan Summers, Cable, though there are rumors that Jessica Chastain will be doing a take on Mr. Sinister where he is a woman. This has happened in the comics, and for a while he actually went by the codename Mrs. Sinister. Number 8, Jean Grey returning home. As we have seen in the comics and in the 90s animated series, once Jean becomes Dark Phoenix, we see that she returns home to hopefully find her missing pieces to become whole again. This was displayed in X-Men The Last Stand, but I think we can all agree that some of us would absolutely love to see live-action references to Jean Grey's childhood pet cat Prometheus, her sister Sarah, references to her childhood best friend Annie, as well as her favorite toy, a Cyclops teddy bear, as well as her calling out to her father, calling him daddy. All these things in Jean's childhood home reference her still wanting to hold on to her sense of innocence and humanity, and I, for one, would love to see that represented in the film somehow. Number 7, her friendship with Storm. As most know, Storm is Jean Grey's best friend in the whole world and sister figure in the comics. I'm pretty sure the scene we all want to see in Dark Phoenix would be Jean as the Phoenix saying, "You are closer with me than my own sister, Storm, yet I won't hesitate to strike you down," with Storm crying out to her, saying, "Please, Jean, for the name of the love that we share, let us help you." Number 6, Jean Grey as the Dark Phoenix destroying the Shi'ar Patrol and a star. As we know from the Dark Phoenix saga, Jean becomes so overwhelmed with the powers of the Phoenix Force that she goes into space and swallows up a star and kills members of the Shi'ar. The Phoenix has been known to destroy and kill whole planets in the comics and is proven to be highly dangerous and deadly if that power is abused. I think everyone wants to see that in live action, and I, for one, would think it will look pretty cool if done properly with CGI. Number 5, Jean Grey's sacrifice. As X-Men fans, we all know Jean is one to sacrifice herself to save her friends and family when she needs to, and her committing suicide at the hands of the Shi'ar is no exception. Jean's death and resurrection should be incorporated somehow into the X-Men films, and I would actually love to see that, though I would like to see it handled a little bit better than how the comics handled it. Number 4, the Jotness. One of the most common ship names for Jean Grey and Cyclops is Jot, which was often used for X-Men Evolution when people wrote fan fictions for the couple, and it is still a ship name used today. I'm pretty sure we all want to see a Cyclops Jean Grey kissing scene on screen, since the Dark Phoenix saga is not just a drama, but it's a true classic love story. Number 3, Jean Grey screaming, "I am Phoenix." This is a scene that is classic from both the comics and the 90s animated show. Whenever I watch that second episode where the Phoenix was referenced in the 90s animated series and I see Jean yelling, "I am Phoenix," as she comes up out of the water with her transformed costume, I get chills all over my body. I'm hoping for that very scene to be featured in the movie because it is such a classic scene, and that in live action would be the coolest thing ever. Also, side note, just from the looks of the costuming I saw leaked from photos, I prefer the costuming that was used at the very end of X-Men Apocalypse because those suits looked so much more like the 90s animated series outfits, especially the Jean Grey costuming. Number 2. Famke Janssen. No, I'm not saying Famke Janssen making a cameo. I'm talking Famke providing the voice of the Phoenix when Jean goes through her Dark Phoenix transformation. This is the Easter egg everyone wants, and it'll give the opportunity for Famke Janssen to sort of pass the torch to Sophie Turner, as Famke has expressed disappointment with not being able to be on screen side by side with Sophie to represent the young and old Jean Grey, like James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart did with Professor X. She stated in interviews that she feels that not being able to do something like that and not be seen as Jean Grey in some way ever again is a form of ageism and sexism due to Famke being an older woman. And lastly, number 1, the X-Men 90s animated theme song. As some might not realize, the year the Dark Phoenix movie is set in will be 1992, which is an Easter egg in itself. The year of 1992 was a big year for lots of animated shows, such as Batman the Animated Series and the X-Men Animated Series. X-Men the Animated Series made its debut on Halloween of 1992. So for me, it's a natural thing for me to want them to play the 90s X-Men theme song for either the opening or closing titles of the movie. If they do not play the 90s X-Men animated theme, then that is a huge waste of an opportunity to reference something that big, especially for those who grew up watching X-Men the Animated Series. Alright, you guys, let me know in the comments below what Easter eggs and references that you want to see in the Dark Phoenix movie. Stay awesome, and I will talk to you all soon.